A video of Steelers quarterback Justin Fields has come out of him throwing passes, and ex-Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell had some harsh words for Justin Fields, just giving his opinion on what he's seen in the video, and which goes along with a Steelers insider. He's been following Justin Fields since he's been with the Steelers, and these are some of the things that the Steelers insider has been saying. Basically, what we all know about Justin Fields, for the most part, his athleticism, he's very athletic and things like that, but the ball placement, his ball placement is hit or miss. He's late sometimes, he's not on time and things like that. And that's basically what Le'Veon Bell is saying. Some of those passes are kind of late and things like that. So it's like lining up. Ball placement is something, that Fields struggles with. So here's the video. Here's the video of Justin Fields throwing passes, that's going around, and seeing this video of Fields throwing his passes and seeing what the Steelers insider said about Justin Fields. The question is, you, Steeler Nation, Steeler fans, would you feel comfortable with Justin Fields, if he had to go into the lineup early into the season? Things can happen. You've seen players go down in training camp. Last year, Joe Burrow himself went down in training camp. He played through it. He wasn't sidelined. Jamar Chase said he wished he would have, sat down till week 5. And as he looked like he could have been right, he was right, because Joe Burrow was not himself the first couple weeks. You see Aaron Rodgers go down first game of the season, making his debut with the Jets. So things can happen. You can have a great training camp, Wilson, and then like I said, who knows, first game, and then you have Fields in the lineup. Fields can be in the lineup sooner rather than later. I know the plan is to let Fields learn behind Russell, work on the things that he needs to work on, get the playbook and everything. Well, they're both learning the playbook, but they're both new. But Russell just being more advanced, doing more things, and already having the starting job, basically pole position, as Mike Tomlin would call it, which is starting position, is what I translated to. So would you be comfortable with Justin Fields making his debut early in the season, looking at the video and hearing what the Steelers insider said, about Fields, what he's seen so far? He's basically saying it's Russell's job to lose. Now, like I said, it's training camp coming up. Got a month till training camp, and but training camp is only 3 weeks. Training camp is only 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks, enough time for Justin Fields to work on what he needs to work on, for for him to be as comfortable as he needs to be running that offense. So new offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith coming in, new offensive line, basically. You got some other guys there, but you still got you got the new guys that you drafted, basically a line draft. You got George Pickens, Najee Harris, so you got a running game. You got some things to work with if you Fields, but he's going to have to get in there and do his part as well. So, and ball placement is definitely important. As you can see, Mason Rudolph, when he got into the lineup late last season, and he was able to put the ball right on the money where the receivers can, you seen a slant pass with George Pickens across the middle. All he had to do was tuck it in, and he was off to the races. A couple other plays, and that's just what Justin Fields needs to work on. As you can see in the video, a couple of those passes, was a little late. Guy had to wait, and that's not something you want, because that potentially stops a big play when a guy has to stop and he can't run when he right after the catch in stride. That's what you want. So some things to work on. And then the question is training camp long enough? You got the training camp preseason. Training camp's only been 3 weeks. You got a preseason, what, 3 games or so or whatever, you know, they do. So that'll be his time, because I don't think Russell is going to really play too much preseason. So they're probably going to give that time to Justin Fields to work on what he needs to work on in game, you know, preseason game and things like that, and the action, the best way, you know, to really work on stuff against opposing defenses. But you're going to be going against backups, basically. Not the team you would be facing, or the defense you would be facing had you win a starting job, or you have to be the starter if something happens. But you can only go up against who you can go up against, control what you control. So he's going to have to go in there, and basically that's his time to work on the things he needs to work on, training camp and preseason, you know. So yeah, let me know in the comments, you know, Steeler fans, or would you feel comfortable with Justin Fields going into the lineup, you know, early in the season, now that we seeing some some throwing videos of him throwing, you know, has come out, and we hear what we hear from the Steelers insider. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more coming out, you know, as time goes on, but it's like I said, it's still early, you know. It's OTA mini camp and what they call it, football in shorts and things like that, other names that they call them, but it's still, you know, and it's like, hey, if you can't impress a guy in shorts, then what do you think is going to happen in pads? That's how some people look at it. Some people don't look at it that way and say, hey, don't overreact, there's still time, but not that much time. So, you know, videos coming out, you know, ex-Steeler running back, you know, Le'Veon Bell giving his 2 cents, as they would call it, his opinion, you know, on the Justin Fields workout video, which goes right along with the Steelers insider, who's saying the same thing about the ball placements and things like that, some things that he had to work on and he has to work on, and it's basically Russell's job to lose at this point. So we're just going to have to monitor what goes on in training camp. I know it can't come fast enough. You know, there's a lot of storylines that's going to be highlighted in training camp, and now that, you know, videos is coming out and people, well, nobody really cares too much of what Le'Veon Bell has to say, but, you know, he is an ex-Steeler. He apologized and things like that. So now he's on the fan side of things and he's rooting for the Steelers. So, you know, if you look at it that way, he wants the Steelers to have the best product out there, and he's a little concerned about what he sees from Justin Fields, you know, so far. So, and like I said, training camp can't come fast enough, and all eyes are going to be on a quarterback position like it always is, because these are two fresh quarterbacks, and now that stuff is coming out about Fields and videos are going around. People are going to want to see what it looks like in training camp with the pads and what's being said then. So stay tuned. You know, the training camp's coming up, and we'll just have to see what goes on then, and anything else comes before, you know, I'll bring it to you. Thanks again for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to get all the new videos, and until